What is up, heroes? This is Midnight Zero, and welcome to another episode of Pokemon Showdown. This time I'm going to be a little quieter, because it's a little late at night, and don't want to wake up my neighbors, because that's not polite. You gotta be respectful, guys. But anyways, we've got a team this time from Chimpact. I don't know if you guys have seen him. He's a PokeTuber I watch. Cool guy, great Pokemon battles, would recommend. And this is a team from one of his Showdown lives. It's called Moltres Rain. And Moltres, Choice Specs Moltres, can actually put work in OU, and I would highly recommend it. So let's get into this battle. He's going to lead off with his Showdown. What do I lead off with? More tentacles. My Ferrothorn. And we're just going to trade Stealth Rock here. I want to get up my Stealth Rocks. However, they're going to do a lot more damage to me because of Moltres, but I'm okay with that because I got a Spinner. And I'm going to go for knockoff on whatever he wants to come in on me. And, you know, I'm okay with Ferrothorn because I get off those leftovers, which would be really annoying over time, just because Ferrothorn in general is really annoying over time. And I can see this is a hazard stacking Ferrothorn, which is really annoying. I'm Choice Scarf Landorus T, named Lan, of course. He goes for Leech Seed and misses. Stone Edge not going to do enough. I was expecting Tornadus T to come in on my Ferrothorn because a lot of Torn Ts carry Heat Wave now. But that's okay, because I don't want to have just a Ferrothorn Stall War. I go into my Tentacruel and Rapid Spin, which is going to do a lot of damage to me actually, but it gets rid of Leech Seed, Spikes, and Stealth Rock, so I'm okay with it for now. And I'm surprised he's actually going to switch, because if I keep going for Rapid Spin on his continual attempts to set up Spikes and such, I lose that battle. So I expected him to keep doing that, so I was going to bring in my Moltres as he was going to set up more hazards, but he ends up going for Thunder Wave for whatever reason. Okay, which is just really annoying because it cripples my Moltres, but I can bring in my Mega Altaria now, which is a monster. Would highly recommend you use it. And it has Heal Bell, Roost, and Return and Dragon Dance, and it's going to be able to put in work. So I'm glad my Moltres is healed, but of course, he whirlwinds me right back into it. And Overheat, Choice Specs Overheat from this Moltres is going to do 80%. That is some big damage. And he saves me the trouble of having to switch out for that special attack drop, and switches me into my Landorus T, which I'm pretty sure is going to be able to KO. I don't think the crit mattered there. It's Choice Scarf, and it's offensive. It's not like your standard bulky Lando T. And I reveal that I'm Choice Scarf here because I have to switch out on this Torn T, which I would very much love this Stone Edge, and switch in my Tentacruel because I don't really need it too much anymore. It's not going to do much work against anything on his team. Maybe the Gardevoir, but no, that's alright. So I'm going to go for Stone Edge here on the Torn T. Or it's obvious that I'm going to go for Stone Edge. And I can go for the damage. I'll take it. I don't want to risk this thing staying alive. It's going to get Regenerator health. And sadly we end up with more Ferrothorn Wars. He goes for Spikes, probably predicting my Ferrothorn to come in because he wouldn't go for Leech Seed then. And so I'm going to make a ballsy move, and as he's attempting to set up more Spikes and such, I'm going to go into my Moltres with 1% HP left. And I thought he was going to go for more hazards because my Tentacruel is finally dead, so they're here to stay. And because I can't really switch out and switch back in, I'm just going to go for Overheat, hit whatever I can as hard as possible. And look at that. Overheat, after going down to stages of special attack with Choice Specs, you know, it's a monster. And luckily Hydro Pump misses, but to make up for it, Overheat misses, and so that kind of negates the hacks. If anything, he gets one extra turn of lefty's recovery, which isn't going to make a difference. But yeah, so that didn't help me out too much, guys, so don't worry. Don't hate on me in the comments for it and such. And I'm just going to bring in my Altaria because I expect him to go for Will-O-Wisp here to try and burn me because I'm physical set. But he doesn't, and I'm like, okay, I'll just keep Dragon Dancing because now I outspeed everything on his team, and if he Will-O-Wisps me, I can just Heal Bell it next turn. And if he keeps Will-O-Wisping me, I can keep Heal Belling, and then I'll eventually outspeed and be able to just KO him. So I end up winning this battle just by clicking Heal Bell and setting up on his Rotom Wash. So now he goes into Dragalge to try and bait me to go for the Frustration or Return. I'm not sure which one I have. I think it's Frustration. However, I see through this. I see through it, and I go for Roost, get my HP back so that even if he tries to get multiple Iron Barb hits in with Ferrothorn or something like that, I'm not going to die, and that's basically GG, because Mega Altaria is so strong, and at +2, and I outspeed everything, there's just no way. So he ends up forfeiting, and GG to H Yoga Fodex. That beats me, dude. But here's another battle. Oh god, I'm going to edit that out. Here's another battle. Looking at his team, I've obviously still got my Trace, Rain, and Garchomp looks like a pretty solid lead. Togekiss, I hate Togekiss so much. It's so hacksy. Mega Gallade or Mega Sharpedo, I'm not sure which one. Mega Sharpedo is a monster. That thing can have just like incredible amounts of attack, especially with Tough Jaw and with Speed Boost. It's really, really impressive. And Superior, I know how powerful Superior is, so I don't want that thing setting up on me. That would not be good. So he ends up leading off with Superior, and I send out my Riser Phoenix because I know that I've got U-Turn. Worst case scenario, if he leads off with Heatran, I've got HP Ground. If he leads off with Superior, I've got Fire Blast or Overheat or Hurricane. Hurricane puts in work against all of his team, so it just made sense. He goes into his Heatran as I U-Turn out. I mean, the switch is fairly obvious, so I'm going to go for a U-Turn of my own, get some switch advantage. However, when it comes down to it, I don't have much else to really deal with this Togekiss than the Landers, so I should have just gone for Stone Edge there. I'm going to set up Toxic Spikes because anything that switches in, I just want to start passively taking damage. That would be really nice. And I want this Togekiss, if it has Defog, to go for it. And he's just going to start Air Slashing, and I know he's got T-Wave, which is really annoying, and this Stone Edge misses. That Stone Edge misses, which actually makes a difference. He goes for Air Slash, I outspeed, I get the Stone Edge. That does a ton of damage, and that's first Stone Edge if it hit would have obviously had this thing KO'd. However, his Air Slash misses, and I'm like, yes, I get another chance, but my Stone Edge misses again. And so this Togekiss is living, and I'm like, oh my god, how am I going to actually get rid of this thing? Because he's just going to T-Wave my whole team, and I've just got to hope that on the first turn I get T-Waved, I can actually hit through. And so I actually misplay here, and I go for Toxic. I should have just gone for Rain Boosted Scald. I was expecting him to switch to preserve this Togekiss, but that is not the case. He was just going to go for Air Slash shenanigans. And so I get my Scald off, and luckily able to kill that thing. Now Sharpedo, the only thing on my team that can actually handle the Sharpedo is my Ferrothorn. And that Crunch did a lot of damage. However, I'm doing a lot of damage to him now, especially because Poison and Rocky Helmet and Iron Barbs, not a good formula for that Sharpedo. So I'm going to go for Leech Seed, expecting him to switch out into something other than Superior, because Superior can't touch this, especially in the rain, even if it carries HP Fire. So I'm just going to start Hazard Stacking, really punish every switch in. And now that I have something now that I can bring in something on Heatran pretty safely, because I have Leech Seed up, so I'm going to heal at the end of the turn regardless. And I have Rain Dish and Black Sludge, so this is pretty healthy Tentacruel. Except now it's paralyzed, which sucks. And so he's obviously predicting the Rapid Spin, so he's going to bring in his Rocky Helmet Garchomp, but I don't want that damage, so I'm going to go for Scald. Rain Boosted Scald. It does quite a bit of damage to this Garchomp, and it's poison, so I'm perfectly okay with this thing taking damage. After this, I mean, Tentacruel's not even really that necessary. However, I do want to preserve it, because if he's going to do 41%, or he's going to continue to do Stone Edges to just get whatever damage he can off, my Ferrothorn is going to be able to, I was about to say Tentacles, Squidward Tennis Balls, but gosh, so many SpongeBob jokes, so many great episodes, great references and such. So now this Superior comes in, and I'm like, oh man, I cannot let this thing set up. So I bring in my Altaria, and I'm like, I've just got to get damage on this thing to lower or speed up its timer. He goes for Glare, which is actually a set that's run now. I'm okay with that, but Frustration, able to take this thing out. So glad I didn't have to deal with that monster. However, I've got Heal Bell now, and I'm not sure what this Gallade set is running. I want to know if it has Ice Punch, and it does, and I actually misplay here by going for Heal Bell. I should have just gone for Frustration, because at this point I can switch out and bring in my Tentacruel, which can take an Ice Punch, and I wanted to see if he had Shadow Sneak, because, I mean, Priority would have KO'd my Altaria regardless. So I end up losing my Tentacruel to Psycho Cut, and then end up essentially with a dead Mega Altaria as well. I should have just gone for Return, and that would have KO'd the Gallade right away. However, now the only thing left on my team that I think can actually take one hit from this is my Politoed. So that's exactly what I'm going to bring in and go for Rain Boosted Scald, and that is going to take that thing out, which is lovely. However, now he sends in Sharpedo, but at least this thing has a bit of a timer on it because it's got poison. He goes for Crunch. He's going to lose some Life Orb damage and Toxic damage, and if he tries to hit my Ferrothorn because of Iron Barb plus Life Orb plus poison, like it doesn't matter. He's dead after one more hit anyways, so I'm perfectly okay with that, except I can speed up the process by going for Leech Seed, which is nice. I could have gone for Power Whip, but if he switched in Heatran, that wouldn't have done as much, so Leech Seed was best play there. and he's going to go for Lava Plume. Even the Rain, that does take me out, but I'm fairly confident I can take it out because I have Riser Phoenix, my Moltres, which is Choice Specs, HP Ground, and that is going to be the game. So GG to Cassiel, or Cassiel. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce half the names on Showdown, but anyways, this was actually a really fun team to play with. So if you want it, let me know. It's on Chimpac's Twitter, so I mean, you can always check that out. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. But until then, this has been Midnight Zero, and this mission is complete.